that everybody could, view it at YouTube later on. So it's easier, and we will be happy to answer any questions even after these sessions. And there are more such sessions planned, but not in regards to the application, but more from experience sharing. What did we learn from this training? How did it help us? Why were we intrigued for this training, and what got us in? So I'll start with my why I was interested and why I got involved in IP. I was actually getting ready to do my PhD in 2006 when I saw an ad in the newspaper run by TIFAC, which said that you could get an on-job training for 1 year in IPR, and that was quite intriguing for me. So I selected that path, sat down for the exam, sat down for the interview, cleared it by luck. And then that was the stepping stone for me into IP. I started my career right from there into IP, and till now I'm in the field of IP and licensing. And so you can guess it is such an interesting field that you don't want to leave it. You want to continue working in this field. And trust me, whoever I have spoken to, all the TIFAC alumni would say the same thing. एक बारी इसमें घुस गए, so हम घुस गए. We are not changing our destination. It's IP and only IP. So IP is such interesting field. One always finds something new in it and wants to stick with it. So I have been working in this field for last 16 years, going to be 17 soon, and have helped startups, academic institutions, innovators in protecting their IP effectively and also licensing it. Because just filing the IP is not the end into itself. You need to transfer it so that we as a society could benefit from it. And yes, as an IP professional, I could say that I have a role in getting it to the market. So this is a bit about me.
Excuse
and
me,
I will
Pooja.
now request Dipali,
Pooja, sorry to interrupt you,
to add
Pooja.
on.
Pooja, sorry to interrupt, but I am getting messages from
Dipali, we
people.
can't hear you.
Is it Gauri? If someone else could confirm if you guys can hear me.
Yes, yes.
Yeah,
Gauri,
she's
can
saying
you
she can.
Yeah, I can hear you.
So Gauri, you can hear me as well, right?
Yeah, yes.
Okay. Pooja, seems that they all can hear me perfectly fine. Okay, I just wanted to tell her that people from LinkedIn are unable to join because they are waiting for the host to start the meeting. That's the message that they're getting. The event will be starting soon, and wait for the host to start. I was wondering why she cannot hear me. If you could communicate it to her, like she is able to hear you guys, right?
You should type it in the chat.
Yeah, that's.
Pooja, can you hear? Hi, Pooja, can you hear me?
Now I can. Now I can.
So,
now I can.
Yeah, so.
Yeah, please go ahead, Dipali. Continue with your story.
Yeah. Pooja, actually LinkedIn people are saying that they are getting the message that host will be starting the meeting soon. That's why none of them are joining, I believe.
No, I've left a comment there that they could join in Zoom here. So,
yeah.
yeah.
I don't know.
There is one link that by clicking that link, Zoom is opening. So the app.
Yeah, but I don't know why these people are sending texts. Anyway, okay, let us carry on. So yeah, Pooja, you please carry on. Sorry.
Yeah, no, I have completed my story. So now let's start with your story, Dipali.
Okay, yeah.
Of why you got into IP.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. My name is Dipali Undegaokar. I would first like to introduce myself. I am basically a food technologist. I hold a PG diploma, advanced diploma in intellectual property rights from Nalsar University, Hyderabad. And basically, I have studied MTech in food technology and engineering from UDCT Mumbai. I have 10 plus years experience of working for food, agriculture manufacture and allied industries. Eventually, I had to have a break because my husband went on deputation abroad. So after that break, it was a really, really big question in front of me. How do I get into mainstream? IP was the field that that always fascinated me. Since my master's, I was interested in IPR because that was the thing even though I wanted to go for, I couldn't get into it because of my family constraints and everything. While we were in Germany, I started pursuing IPR a bit. I did a couple of courses from WIPO. Then I did one online training from Indian Patent Office, this, that. Eventually, I got to know about this training offered by TIFAC, WSC program. And that is how I entered into this. And also, I would like to thank TIFAC brand ambassadors. There was one of these women from, no, there are a couple of them from 11th batch, I believe, 11th or 10th, Pallavi Kadam and Shalaka. They conducted this similar kind of workshop to give information about TIFAC training, how the exam is and how the training is. I attended that program, and through that program, I got to know more about this training. Today, I am really feeling, privileged to be a part of this platform and to be able to give back, in that manner, letting people know about TIFAC, about the benefits of this scheme and the significance of IPR, particularly in the life of women, considering their overall career and family liabilities. That is what I want to say.
Thanks, Dipali. So let us talk more about this scheme. So it is open for women, unfortunately or fortunately, it's open for women from the age of 25 to 45. You have to be in BTech or a master's or a PhD holder to be in a position to apply, and you have to apply. There's an exam and interview. It was there at my time also, and I believe it's still there. And the last date is 31st May. So the time is very close. If anyone is planning to apply, ask them to apply as soon as possible. So when I was trying to sit for the exam at that point of time, it was not very difficult because I was already preparing for the aptitude test for different PhD exams and everything. So it just continued with it. But now the pattern might have evolved over the period of time because I sat in 2006. So I would leave that part to Dipali to discuss how the examination looks and how one could prepare for it. But yes, even while preparing as for any other exam, stay confident, be confident about it, and put in a bit of an efforts, talk to people, understand what the entire training is all about. There are question sample papers on the TIFAC website. You could go through it to get an idea that what kind of questions come up. Dipali, if you could walk them through the pattern which is being followed and how did you prepare for the exam, it would be useful for them.
Totally. Actually, this is a multiple choice exam. I mean, when I appeared for the exam, it was multiple choice exam of 2 hours. It was conducted in 2 parts, part A and part B. Part A pertains to like your overall academics that you have covered till date. It has more of quantum aptitude, then general aptitude, mental ability test, maths, general sciences, whatever you have learned in your 10 plus curriculum, that is there. And in second paper, like second part of the paper B, there is all your domain related knowledge. There are like roughly 7 domains in which they have categorized sciences. First one is chemical and related stuff. Second is food, pharma, drug. Third is mechanics and engineering kind of thing. I'm broadly categorizing them. Fourth one is electronics and electronics telecommunication sort of thing. Fifth one is computers and IT and allied engineering. Sixth one is probably life sciences, I have forgotten. And seventh one is other categories of sciences which have not been covered in this area. So these are 7 broad domains. You have to choose a domain while you apply for the exam. So by any chance you have chosen a wrong domain to which you do not belong to, after going through your biodata and rest of the stuff, they'll categorize you according to your applicable domain. So you don't have to worry if you happen to make any mistake while applying. So the paper B will contain these 7 domains, whatever you choose, and there will be questions 11th, 12th, and whatever you have learned in your degree. So those won't be really very difficult, empirical knowledge based, application based, and very practical questions, which would always help the evaluator or the examiner to assess what are your analytical skills, what is your applicability of the basic concept, and how far you can go when it comes to understanding of the technology in that particular domain. The basic motive is to understand where the candidate is, like how far he is or she is when it comes to the application of the technology, because drafting patents or working in intellectual properties, broadly speaking, it is all about how effectively you understand the technology. So that's why that is the motive. The exam is mostly aimed at, that is as per best of my understanding, the exam is mostly aimed at figuring out how the analytical skills of the person are. So that is what the exam would be. And last but not the least is the exam has negative marking system. Each paper has 60 marks. And for every mistake that you are making, you will end up losing like 1/4 mark, 0.25 of it. So attempt wisely. Do not just go on attempting even though you're not sure of it. Maybe you will end up getting in minus. So and other suggestion would be to keep revising whatever they have. Yeah, and there is one more thing, like minimum 10 marks would be dedicated to IPRs in the first paper. So if you study the basics of IPR, that would be very helpful in clearing the exam, because you will have like out of 60, you will have concrete knowledge of at least 10 marks. Because for remaining 50, you will have to cover really vast syllabus, because it comprises of everything: general knowledge, maths. I am scared of maths. Even though I am an engineer, I'm really scared. That is something I really don't like. Maths, I feel, it's really pathetic. Why there is maths kind of thing. So maths, quantum aptitude, general aptitude, mental ability, these forms, core of the first paper. And apart from that, there is general knowledge. You will have to really study hard. If you have been trying civil services, something like that, competitive exams, then the preparation of general knowledge might be helpful to you if you have been doing that. Or if not, I would suggest straight away buy Manorama yearbook or Pearson, something of that sort, and start reading, because there will be many questions from who got the Khel Ratna kind of, and a lot of them, like related to politics also they'll ask. So you'll have to have a good hang of current affairs and rest of the GK things. So I would suggest buy a general knowledge book, yearbook kind of thing, and start going through it so as to have an idea of the latest happenings of the year. So this is major chunk, IPR, GK, and then followed by that, I believe quantum, apti, and then maths. That is what the major portion of first paper is. And for normally the cutoff comes the highest for life science. That is what we have seen in the previous exams. For better understanding, you may please go to the website and download the papers from the website, because all old question papers have been uploaded on the website. So you may have a look at them and just try to figure out how the questions were. And for part B, go to your domain and download the papers and get them printed. And it would be a better choice to do that, because then they'll be handy for you to, have a look at the time of exam. And this is really 1 in a million opportunity. So I would say be very serious when you prepare. Give it a best shot, because every question is important, because you can make mistake in any and every question, and that could be very harmful, because either you will end up losing entire marks, or either you will end up losing 0.7 0.25 for that. Then whatever you have solved correctly, that might also be not fruitful. So I guess, and for part B, what you can do is you can just borrow the books of 11th to 12th graders, and you can start studying the basic concepts, particularly those who belong to chemistry, pharma, and life sciences. They really have a lot to cover, because there are so many updates happening every day in that segment. That is the most happening segment, chemistry, pharma. So they have a lot to study and prepare, and cutoff also goes very high. So I suggest that is what they can do. I hope I have covered it.
Yes, you have, Dipali, and I have got few questions from
Yeah.
few people. One was that what is the experience like
Mm-hmm.
of the training? So
Mm-hmm.
I'll address my experience, and then you could share your experience. So it's a 1 year on-job training where you are placed with either law firms or facilitation centers like intellectual property management division, which was CSIR's division and which is now known as IPU, or you could be placed at the ICMR's patent management division or any other organization's patent management division. um, so there you would be working on real-time cases. There would be deadlines. It is not going to be an easy life. So if you're looking for an easy internship, this is not the one for you, because patents, IP are always about deadlines. And but you get to learn a lot during the internship period. You could also ask for a rotation from one department to other. Depending upon the organization, they would be willing to, um, accommodate your request and have you get the experience in different spheres. So I had interned with the CSIR's Intellectual Property Management Division, which is now known as Innovation Protection Unit. And there I started off with the patent searching part, moved on to the patent drafting, prosecution, answering the objections raised by the examination office, both at the Indian and international level. And then also uh, uh, got the chance to work on some of the policy matters there. And a very interesting case which CSI was fighting at that point of time, which was the NEEM case. If you remember the NEEM patent case, which was there for invalidation, which CSI was trying to do. So I got to work on that. I don't know if the document I pulled up was relevant or not, but yes, I had worked. There was a race. We were told you have to find any document which could support the invalidation. So if you are lucky, you would be in a position to work on such cases. So Dipali, over to you. Tell me, how was your experience during the internship?
Mm. Pooja, looking at you, I really believe you guys must have been really very enthusiastic, because the time when you pursued this, the resources would probably be less. The awareness was totally less. Of course, everyone knows. And the kind of struggle you might have done, I really can't imagine right now. I mean, how you must have done that, really. But in my time, I would say it was quite, the conditions were favorable, because people had just now come out of COVID situation and physically started going everywhere. As you know, that there is, 1 month's training program at Delhi. So we had been to Delhi for that orientation program. But, Omicron alert came, and it was orange alert kind of thing. And all of a sudden, early morning, like 8 o'clock, something like that, Deepak sir, everyone gathered, in that Miranda House campus, and 9 o'clock the session was supposed to be started. But then we were informed that we should go back. With the morning snacks, the news came, which we were like, already anticipating that it would come today. So this is how that, orientation came into an end. And almost everyone came back with some sort of stomach infection, which were like, traces of Omicron sort of, which we, caught during the travel, this, that. We came back, and then we were given a break of 8 days, something like that. And after that, we had online sessions. Whatever remaining training part was there, the part was completed online. And then the hands-on training of patent searches and everything was given online. So I would say whatever was supposed to be a physical on-board kind of program was conducted as a hybrid orientation program. 15 days of physical, you can say, training, and 15 days of hybrid, this online program. So I would say that in the training, mostly every aspect of IPR was covered. All the basics of all IPRs. Then major segments like IP asset valuation, portfolio management, which are in huge demand right now. Those all were briefly at least covered. Then we were given hands-on training on how to use the patent databases, how to go ahead with the documentation. And then after the end of this training, we were sent to respective coordination centers, wherein people placed us, in the respective law firms or the partnering bodies, we can say, because not everywhere there are law firms available to work or government offices available to work. Like my coordination center was Pune. So in Pune, there is only one center where you can work, that is CSIR URDIP. And in URDIP, they are mostly focusing on patent searches, different kind of searches. So this is what I did in my training of 11 months. In CSIR URDIP, we focused entirely on patent searches, like, FTO, then landscape, novelty, invalidity, all sorts of searches. My experience limits to like patentability and novelty, because that is what my mentor used to do. So this used to be a mentor specific thing. And as a part of the training program, we were supposed to complete a landscape project as well. So I have worked on a couple of landscape projects as well. But overall, considering, this training is a good platform where you can learn a lot about IPRs. If you want to pursue IPR as your career, then this is the best launch pad, I would say, because yeah. And secondly, we got extra handholding for patent agent exam as well during our training. And my mentor also encouraged me, Nishad sir, from CSI Rodip. He encouraged me to, work hard and clear the exam. TIFAC also gave us handholding, and we prepared well and we cleared in the first go. So that was also sort of achievement, clearing patent agent, which was my one of the motives, by the way, behind joining TIFAC, because I wanted to clear the patent agent exam. And I was well aware that the exam has not been conducted, and this would be conducted in the, like it was supposed to be conducted that year. So I was kind of thinking, I was aware that TIFAC offers this kind of help and training to clear the patent agent exam. So that was also, what, when people say it's a program, the approach is different. And when we say it's an opportunity, it becomes different, because opportunity is always precious. It carries some value. And a program has its own, pros and cons. There must be some pluses, there must be some minuses for any activity to be conducted. But for any opportunity, you cannot value, because only the person who needs that opportunity, knows the value of that opportunity. So when it comes to TIFAC, this is what happened in my case. For me, it was an opportunity to venture into IPR, which was the field of my interest, but comparatively a new field to me. And second thing, I wanted to clear patent agent. So I was aware that I'll get a support from here. I cannot go keep asking people, how do I clear it? How do I prepare for it? So I was always aware that if I happen to clear this exam, I'll get this handholding here. So again, it was do and die kind of situation for me. So that opportunity was very valuable, very precious for me. So this is what is my experience about overall TIFAC. People from TIFAC are very warm, very kind. They always support you in case of your needs, any kind of needs, professional needs, emotional needs. Sangeeta ma'am, Dipti ma'am, even Yashwant sir also, at times they have given a lot of support. So I would say this is the platform that everyone should pursue. I mean, every woman.
Yeah, I agree with you, Dipali. And thanks so much, Dipali, for joining me in today. And thank you, everybody who
My
has
pleasure,
joined in
Pooja.
today. This
My pleasure.
recording will be there on YouTube. So those who have missed, please do follow Dhwani's page so that you get to know when it's posted on YouTube and you could look at it. And if you have any questions which are not answered through this session, please feel free to reach out to me or Dipali with your questions. We'll be happy to answer them. Or you could write at contactdhwani@gmail.com, and I will get the answers to you on whatever questions you have, and we could, try to do a post also on this scheme to give the basic information soon. And all the best to those who have applied and who are planning to apply.
Thank you so much, Pooja, for having me here, and all the best, everyone. And thanks to one and all who are here today. Please make the most of this opportunity. And in case of any issues, as Pooja rightly said, please do get in touch with us, and we'll be very happy to help you all. Thank you so much, and wishing you all the luck.
Thank you, everybody. Have a great evening ahead. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you. Bye-bye.